Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be making the one, the only delicious Achu recipe. This is a meal from the northwest region of Cameroon. For our ingredients, we are going to need our Igbo cocoa and Achu banana. You're going to need red oil. Please use red oil that does not smell. You're going to need your Achu spices made of seeds, nuts, herbs, a lot of things, very nice flavor. You're going to need your limestone. You will need your salt and seasoning, your pepper, your kanda, your towel, whatever protein you prefer. Some people use mushroom. I'm going to use intestine, and then of course some fresh cow meat. So that's my protein. Now I'm going to go ahead and boil my towel and my intestine together. I boil them together because they are from the same family. They are from the same family. I don't like the smell that comes from them, so I like to handle them separately. And yeah, so when you're seasoning your meat for Achu, you don't have to go and put onions and put curry powder and all the other unnecessary ingredients, because when you put in this meat into your Achu soup, it is going to change the taste of the soup. So just go plain salt and seasoning cubes, and that's enough. I'm going to boil my cow skin, my kanda, and my meat together because I'm going to be using the broth of my meat and my kanda as the base for my Achu soup, but I will not be using the broth from the towel and the intestine. It would not be nice. Now I've put my cocoyam and my Achu banana on the fire, and I'm going to boil it for more than I boiled it for almost 40 minutes because I really wanted it to be soft. It eases the pounding. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead now and start pounding the banana first. Now, I've seen people make Achu without pounding this banana. I think for some people, they say, oh, they didn't find Achu banana, so they had to. But it's very common where I stay, so you can easily find it in the market. And yeah, so I went ahead to pound my Achu banana. Okay, and you don't want to use too much of the Achu banana in terms of like looking at the quantity of your cocoyam. First of all, it will easily change the color of your Achu. It will make your Achu become very yellowish. So you want to use a lesser quantity of Achu banana compared to your cocoyam. So we just went ahead to add some water. If you pound your Achu banana and you don't put water, just try it. It's going to be when you keep it aside, like we're taking it out now, it's going to be hard like a rock. You can literally break somebody's head with it. So you have to put some water, at least a little bit of water, to make it a little bit softer. Okay, so we go in now with our cocoyams. This is not the cocoyam that you would use to make ekwang and all. So this is, I think this is called Igbo cocoa. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Igbo cocoa, and we use it for Achu. So what else do you mix normal cocoyam, Igbo cocoa, and then this Achu banana, or do you just use Igbo cocoa and banana, or do you just use empty Igbo cocoa? I've seen a couple of people do it in different ways, but it's still fine. Okay, I don't think the taste will be that different. So this pounding process was really hectic, you guys. I would say if you have a food processor, you can put it in your food processor. After you've pounded your cocoyam and pounded your banana, you can just merge the two together and then run it in your food processor so that it can get really soft and smooth. For me, it was a whole process, and we were just tired of pounding. And I have a food processor, but I feel like using it for this will just overpower it, and it's a small one, so I didn't want to go ahead and use it. And every time we have made Achu, we have always pounded like this, so I was just like, well, it's not going to harm. And we made really small quantity, so it wasn't too much. But if you have to make a lot of Achu, I don't know, maybe the entire family will help to pound. So let's go over to our soup. I'm using very nice red oil from CDC. It doesn't have any smell. It's already it's in liquid form, like it doesn't coagulate, so it's good oil. Okay, now I just put it on the fire and let it warm up a bit. Okay, I just allow it. Once I start seeing those bubbles start coming up, I take it out. Now this is my broth from my kanda and my meat. I'm going to run it through a sieve and just try to take out any particles that are there. Okay, and I am going to do same for my kanwa. Kanwa is limestone, and this is the binding agent in your Achu soup. Your kanwa actually makes the oil and the water come together. Just try putting oil in water without putting kanwa and see how it looks. The oil is literally going to be floating in the air. It's going to be floating on the water. So what I like to do is I like to put some water. It's cold water. I put it in my kanwa or my limestone. Okay, so this has some properties that helps in combining the the oil and the water together. Now this is my Achu spices. Depending on how flavorful you like, I love the flavor of the spices. I'm actually thinking of a recipe to come up with these Achu spices. You guys, hold on, look forward to that, because I love the flavor. Like whenever I make Achu soup, I just love taking in the flavor. I love that. I think that's why a lot of people love just drinking the Achu soup. Do you like the Achu soup, or do you like both? I love the Achu soup a lot. Now you see me running it through a strainer because there's a lot of particles in the kanwa. You don't want it to get into your soup. It's not going to be nice. And remember, this thing is bitter. This kanwa is actually bitter. The first time I made Achu soup, it was a whole situation. I went ahead and put a lot of kanwa, so I had to now go and warm up some more oil, add some water so that the kanwa, the taste will reduce. Now this is my kanwa after I ran it through a strainer. Now I'm going to pour in my oil into the broth. Look at what your Achu soup is looking like. Do you see how the oil is suspended? No matter how much mixing you do, okay, it is still going to be suspended. No matter how you whisk it, it will be suspended. It will not mix. Oil and water don't go together. Now let's bring in the legendary kanwa and see what starts happening. Immediately as you pour the kanwa, you notice that there's this bright yellow color that starts forming, and then once you mix it up, I'm going to be putting in the kanwa slowly. Okay, so once you mix it up, you see it starts getting yellow. Your Achu soup is coming to life. But wait, you have not yet put in the spices. Once you put in the Achu spices, that's when you are actually making Achu soup. I love this soup. Like, I love it. For Achu and fufu corn and vegetable, which do you prefer? My husband likes fufu corn and vegetable. He's from the Northwest region. I am not from the Northwest region, so I had to learn this. And the first couple of times that I made it, I ate it, but it was not the best. So until I started understanding that, oh, the proportion of this, you just have to really, for you to know how to make Achu soup, you actually have to make it, and then you make a couple of mistakes a couple of times, and then you get to realize, oh, I shouldn't have added this, I shouldn't have added this. But yeah, we are making our Achu soup, and you want to see the bubble. Some people make their Achu soup in a blender. They go ahead and pour everything in the blender and they blend it, and you see these bubbles coming up. But I don't mind using my whisk. Okay, it's still, I think it gives me the same results. Maybe I just have to use a lot energy. I put in more energy than if you just press your blender and that's it. So you go ahead and add your salt and seasoning, and then you taste it. I don't know, some time ago when I was learning how to make Achu, I came across a video where someone said you don't put Maggi. I don't know if that's the traditional way to do it, because I think a lot of times, like if you go to the villages and see how they make these foods, there are some of the things that we put in that they actually do not put. But I like to put Maggi in my Achu soup. Do you put Maggi? Do you not put Maggi? Drop it in the comment section. Let me know. Have you ever made Achu before? If not, this is a sign that you should go ahead and try to make Achu soup for yourself and your family. So this is basically it. It's I think it's an easy meal to cook. Apart from the pounding process, I think it's really easy. If you just like Achu soup, you can always make the soup. It is very, very delicious. You can see that I went ahead to taste it, and then I came in again with my Achu spices. I don't know what. Do you guys know what are the ingredients that make up the Achu spices? Because I don't know. I just go to the market and say, give me Achu spices. But I know that it comes from seeds and nuts and maybe bark of tree or something. But I love the flavor. It's amazing. I really love it. So I went ahead to, they say when you make Achu like this on a pan, they say you boil the Achu. Am I right or am I wrong? So I went ahead to serve my Achu, and then I started putting all the various particles. That's the name I was looking for. The various particles together. Would you like to try this? Please go ahead and try it. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.